rupturing. Right now, the internet is collapsing. Additionally, Pierre has publicly broken his silence, making this bigger than anyone could have imagined. Additionally, he purportedly disclosed the reasons behind his breakup with Teyana Taylor. Nobody anticipated this. The blogosphere have been making predictions for weeks. On clips from the red carpet, fans were zooming in. Experts in body language were examining interviews. Individuals took note of the unfollows, the small changes made to the captions, and the abrupt change in tone. However, this has now completely altered. Was the strain of fame the reason Aaron dumped Teyana? Was it creative differences or jealousy? Or was there an unreported event taking place behind the scenes? Because Aaron didn't simply fall out of love, according to insiders and a recent interview appearance that has since gone viral. He came to a conclusion, and he supposedly thought that standards and boundaries weren't in line with his decision. Teyana, on the other hand, has been radiant, working, posting, and seemingly unconcerned. However, admirers are wondering if she anticipated this, or if she was caught off guard. Because now is when things start to change. The timeline doesn't make sense. The number of public appearances began to decline weeks prior to the separation rumors becoming widely known. Some pictures vanished in silence. There weren't many comments, and now insiders say the split wasn't abrupt. It had a purpose. Additionally, that's not even the most insane part. Aaron's statement was clear and concise. There was no disrespect in it. Calm, strategic, and sometimes piercing. Additionally, it seems that this relationship may have ended long before we realized it, if you read between the lines. However, hold on, because once you hear what in fact he remarked and what immediately followed, you're going to doubt all you believe to be true about this divide. You must comprehend the individuals at the heart of this split if you want to comprehend why it has the internet in a frenzy. First up is Teyana Taylor. Teyana has never been merely singer. She created her reputation from the bottom up and is a brand, creative director, and visionary. She has always positioned herself as someone in charge of her story, from her early days signed under Pharrell's Star Trek brand to her rise to prominence in the music industry. Additionally, label even when things didn't go as planned. She publicly vented her concerns, delays in her record, and public outbursts regarding creative direction. She then entered into a highly prominent relationship with Iman Shumpert, with whom she married for years and who was promoted as a power couple. Red carpet moments, viral home birth stories, reality TV appearances, and social media chemistry. Until they weren't, they felt solid. Teyana stressed that it wasn't a scandal when she acknowledged their split. No huge public outcry or cheating exposes, just development, separation, and shifting objectives. Once more, the term is growth. Teyana went into what? After that separation, many admirers dubbed her Rebirth Era. She gravitated towards fashion collaborations, acting, and directing. She appeared invincible, concentrated, and in control. Then Aaron appeared. Pierre exudes a very different spirit. Intense, private, and reserved during interviews. He has a reputation for giving strong performances in films like Brother and The Underground Railroad, and he comes out as someone who is fiercely protective of his private life. Not ostentatious, not overly public, and not calculating. Thus, when reports started to circulate that he and Teyana were hanging out and fans were interested, it was logical on paper. She is magnetic, assertive, and outspoken. He is self-aware, disciplined, and grounded. Opposites might conflict, but they can also attract each other. Early public appearances were subdued and included mutual follows and industry gatherings. Fans were examining a few images that were doing the rounds online like detectives. They didn't immediately confirm anything. Additionally, the relationship felt exclusive, private, and purposeful because of that silence. But this is what people began to notice. Aaron seldom discussed Teyana in a post. In contrast to her exuberant appearance, he maintained a steady, calm, reserved, and almost aloof manner when he did appear around her in public. While it does demonstrate contrast, that does not imply conflict. And Teyana, meanwhile, enjoys being visible. She knows what branding is. She is aware of to use narrative as leverage. Aaron discusses craft, discipline, religion, and maintaining concentration in interviews. He has talked in previous interviews about maintaining his mental and spiritual alignment, about keeping his peace, and about not letting fame take him away from his purpose. These concepts are important because when you consider that same energy is echoed in his latest remarks, which are what started this uproar, it's time to zoom out. Teyana's public persona is one of fearless independence, inventiveness, and creative supremacy. Aaron's public persona is one of purpose, structure, and restrained vulnerability. The fact that while difference alone isn't a problem, partnerships need more than just desire. This is where the foreshadowing starts. A few months ago, Aaron discussed the value of being with someone who shares your mission in a rediscovered interview footage. Back then, it sounded general. It feels heavy now because those with knowledge of the matter say that strain may have begun when career paths intensified at the same time. Teyana's directing work is growing. 2 aspirational individuals, 2 emerging brands, Aaron winning big Hollywood roles, and 2 distinct approaches to publicity. Something else was going on behind the scenes. Fans began to notice that there were less collaborative appearances and hints. Then the rumors of being unfollowed started spreading. The internet clocked it, whether it was fleeting or not. And you can tell the story is going to change when supporters begin monitoring follow lists. Here's the problem though. Neither of them dealt with anything right away. Before Aaron recently sat down for an interview and made a statement about alignment, timing, and choosing peace above performance. There were no nasty subtweets, no dodgy captions, simply silence or deliberate quiet. A fuse was lighted by that sentence. As a result, the who left is the question, not just why they broke up. It sounds like someone fell out of alignment long before the general public did. But why? But believe me, the interview wasn't when the true stress began. A post was removed at the beginning. After that screenshot reappeared, everything changed. This is when things start to change, since up until now, there had only been rumors, fan theories, and conjecture. Then the screen grab fell. A post purportedly from Aaron's inner circle suggesting that discipline is preferable than distraction. It wasn't marked. Names weren't mentioned, but the timing seemed off, and it appeared less than a day after breakup rumors began to circulate. Additionally, the internet performed what it does well: screenshotted, cross-referenced, and zoomed in. Fans began making connections within hours. The interview footage followed. Pierre was asked about striking a balance between his personal and professional lives during a press event to promote a project that was coming up. His reaction was measured, collected, and serene. That statement exploded on social media. You have to protect your purpose. Not everything that looks good is aligned, and alignment matters more than attention. Everything that appears to be in alignment is not. Was Teyana involved? Was that a matter of popular opinion? Did fame have a role in that? It quickly gained traction on the blogs. However, the designers of TikTok started piecing together old red carpet footage of him and Teyana Taylor standing next to each other, examining their facial expressions as if it were a courtroom trial. Fans later spotted something else, so that's not even the most bizarre aspect. A picture that Teyana had previously shared with Aaron had been removed. Not a word. And there was silence in response to questions from followers in her comments. Next, she shared a elevation requires separation. The glam shot caption reads, "Pause now." That may imply anything. However, it felt abrasive amid breakup rumors. Suddenly, Team Aaron and Team Teyana were established. Aaron's team said he was on career momentum, that Hollywood is brutal, and that up-and-coming performers may distance themselves from public relationships in order to prevent narrative diversions. According to Teyana's team, she has always been self-sufficient, doesn't require approval, and if anyone left, it wasn't her. The live stream moment then arrived. Teyana chuckled, but it wasn't a carefree laugh when a follower asked, "Did he leave you?" During an Instagram live, her response, "Nobody leaves me. We choose what's best," went viral in a matter of minutes. It was a tight, controlled exchange. After all, what does that mean? Quiet rebuttal or a mutual decision? This is where things become worse. Aaron talked about relationships in an old interview that came to light. "Forcing dynamics for optics is not something I believe in," he stated. "If it's not real, I step back. As soon as his name became popular, the conversation shifted to whether he felt the relationship was becoming performative, whether he felt pressured to appear together in public, and why branding took precedence over intimacy. Because, let's face it, Aaron avoids oversharing, whereas Teyana understands publicity and knows how to control a story. These are two very different ideologies, and when both careers started to accelerate at the same time, insiders claimed tension began to mount. According to entertainment bloggers, visibility rather than scheduling conflicts was the problem. Teyana thrives on publicity, fashion weeks, events, and viral moments, while Aaron apparently prefers low-profile concentration during major film releases. A source close to production on one of Aaron's next films reportedly disclosed that he made a deliberate choice to keep his personal life off-cycle during awards season campaigning. If accurate, this might lead to conflict and a major twist, because fans are now wondering if he ended it to preserve momentum or if they both agreed it wasn't the right season. It's possible that this breakup was strategic timing rather than emotional chaos or betrayal. This is where the heat rises, though, as a blind item surfaced that suggested a rising actor felt overshadowed by a partner's dominant personality. No names, but the timing was explosive. The internet quickly linked it to Teyana's audacious presence, and that narrative quickly became ugly. People started arguing whether ambitious men are intimidated by strong women, while others claimed that Aaron has always come out as confident. But then something subtle happened. Aaron restricted comments on one of his postings, which screamed damage control because it shows awareness during a rumor storm. Meanwhile, Teyana continued to publish with a carefree aesthetic. This is where things get tight. Aaron clarified without citing specifics during a podcast interview, stating, "I think timing is everything. I think content, studio sessions, workouts, but no direct address, no denial, no confirmation, just energy, calculated energy. Even if you have a great deal of affection for someone, you may still be aware that it's not the best fit for your journey." The culture came to the realization that this wasn't chaotic or dramatic, but rather deliberate, which almost makes it worse because a quiet, planned breakup signals clarity rather than confusion. However, it also raises the most important question: care deeply, past tense. That language felt final. First of all, who started it? Aaron's remarks seem boundary-driven, but Teyana's posts seem confident, neither heartbroken nor chaotic, which indicates that something else was going on behind the scenes. Believe me, the next development took this from breakup rumors into the realm of cultural debate. This is the point at which everything changes because, overnight, what had begun as mild breakup rumors became a full-fledged cultural discussion. Hashtags like #AaronPierre, #Teyana Taylor, #alignment over attention, #NobodyLeavesMe began to trend on TikTok timelines. Influencers began to query, was this a compatibility issue or an image issue? After watching side-by-side videos of Aaron Pierre calmly discussing protecting purpose and Teyana Taylor leading a Fashion Week event with cameras flashing everywhere, did he feel like a shadow? Did she grow out of him? Aaron is at his breakthrough phase, receiving critical acclaim, awards, buzz, and important positions in his career trajectory. The podcast jumped on it quickly when a relationship analyst stated that when two alphas date, someone finally chooses the lane they value the most. That phrase stuck, because in Hollywood, your lane is everything. Entertainment insiders revealed a second development that escalated the situation. Aaron's team has been very strategic about keeping his image clean and focused during this career surge, meaning no needless drama, no public relations narratives. The industry is growing quickly, and every move matters, every headline counts, overshadowing press runs. If that's accurate, this breakup was protective rather than chaotic, and that's a different kind of headline. But hold on, because this is the startling revelation. Teyana publicly acknowledged in an earlier interview that she doesn't shrink in interpersonal connections. "I don't dim my light for nobody," she declared. Strong. However, it rekindled controversy in the middle of this story. Did anyone anticipate her doing so, or was that never a problem? Because this is where it gets deeper than gossip. Industry analysts started commenting on branding conflicts. When two prominent people date, their teams frequently negotiate press overlap, social strategy, and public appearances. If one partner values privacy while the other values visibility, that creates friction. Additionally, conflict during a pivotal career moment can feel like a risk. After that, Aaron ceased posting completely for a few days. No tweets, no stories, and a calculated silence. In the interim, he shared a black and white picture with the caption, "At times, you give thanks to God for rerouting." Like word, redirection, struck a chord. Was she echoing his opinion or quietly taking back the story? Because it doesn't appear like someone got dumped anymore. Like two people made a decision. But here's the unexpected twist. According to a well-known entertainment journalist, the split may have occurred weeks before fans became aware of it. But both parties decided to keep things amicable in public to prevent needless rumors during significant career turning points. A blind item suggested that one side felt pressured to publicly clarify something, which is even more startling given that the internet feeds on disarray. If that is the case, this was not emotional anarchy, but rather grown-up, structured, and controlled. It wasn't totally resolved in private, which alters the environment. Was there outside pressure to confirm the relationship? Were fans demanding labels? Were brands keeping an eye on it? Because when two celebrities are rumored to be together, the optics of endorsements, campaigns, and movie promotion shift. It's not just love, it's leverage. And when leverage begins to affect personal dynamics, things quickly become problematic. At this point, the culture is divided between two narratives. Narrative A. Aaron chose discipline above distraction and stood aside to safeguard both sound, empowering, and purposeful. But they can't both be the lead. So, who walked first? His burgeoning profession. Narrative B. Teyana refused to sacrifice her energy and put herself first. The cliffhanger is that Aaron is supposedly being interviewed for a feature by a large publication, which is expected to include relationship inquiries. If Aaron elaborates, this conversation will blow up again, and if Teyana answers, a whole new chapter will begin. The last word hasn't been said yet, and it's not just fan chatter at this point. It's a full-fledged cultural argument about branding, power dynamics, public perception, and the implicit pressure of dating in the spotlight. And this issue isn't just about a breakup. Because when two well-known creatives separate up in private, but publicly, people don't simply question what happened. They take sides, and that's precisely what's happening. The first layer is the fans, who are claiming that Aaron Pierre prioritized focus, which is what disciplined guys do. They are citing his prior interviews regarding spirituality, alignment, and protecting purpose. They claim that this was not about intimidation or ego. Rather, it was about timing. They refer to it as self-awareness and maturity. They claim that he made his own decisions. However, there is also the equally vocal team Teyana, who contend that Teyana Taylor has always been relevant and has already established a multifaceted career that includes music, cinema, directing, and design, as well as navigating marriage, motherhood, reinvention, publicly and elegantly. They said, if he couldn't handle her light, that's not her problem. The phrase "handle her light" went viral, and the topic of conversation abruptly changed from breakup rumors to gender dynamics. Are ambitious? Is it empowering or avoidant for women to prioritize their careers over relationships? Is privacy a border or a control mechanism? Second layer, commentary from celebrities and influencers. A few people in the industry posted ambiguous yet timely tweets. Not everyone is meant to advance with you. Alignment is about direction, not attractiveness. The timing of those tweets was too convenient. The Relationship podcast analyzed the scenario as if it were a case study. Someone has to decide whether they are building parallel or together when both people are rising, the host stated. Building parallel is a hit because, up until timetables, branding, and public opinion are taken into consideration, parallel growth sounds romantic. The third layer includes PR analysis and industry insiders. This separation has been remarkably contained, according to PR experts. There have been no awkward interviews, character attacking, subtweets, or public dragging, which is uncommon in Hollywood and typically indicates deliberate narrative management. However, some observers think both instead of upheaval, we had serenity, which strangely led to greater speculation because people like drama. Aaron's budding film career cannot afford tabloid distractions, and Teyana's directing momentum cannot afford ugly headlines. The camps decided to keep things clean to preserve brand equity. They begin to look for hidden meaning when they don't understand it. Even pundits during the awards season pointed out that performers in breakthrough years tend to limit their personal exposure in order to keep their industry concentration. Again, this isn't confirmation, but context, and context alters perception. An entertainment columnist remarked, "In Hollywood, timing is everything, and sometimes love doesn't survive career acceleration." This is where tension appears again. That saying quickly gained popularity since it doesn't place blame, but it also suggests inevitability, which is almost more depressing.